Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk today about Hyeonseo Lee's interview with Forbes Women. Forbes has a magazine has a women's summit every year, and this is the 2018 Women's Summit for Forbes magazine. And she was interviewed, and she talked about her defection, how she grew up upper class in North Korea, so she was largely privileged. But despite that, she still witnessed her first execution at 7 years of age. And I've talked about this in previous videos, so I'm not going to go repeat myself very much. But she wanted to see for herself when she started in Hyeonseos. She grew up largely in Hyeonseos, which is on the North Korea-China border, so she was able to pick up Chinese TV stations on her TV, and she wanted to see what if life was like that in China on the Chinese TV, as far as the economics goes, and as far as seeing a city with several skyscrapers, or was it just Chinese propaganda? So she crossed the border, and she was friends with the border guards, and she wasn't even sure if she was going to stay in China, but she chose to because economically she saw that China was in pretty good economic shape. Now, political shape was not. She had to learn Chinese to disguise herself as a Chinese person, because China will catch North Korean defectors and repatriate them back to North Korea. And she came very close to that happening. But fortunately, she learned enough of the Chinese language to where she could convince the Chinese policeman that she was not North Korean. And she discussed that a little bit in the interview as well. It's an excellent interview, and she talks about how she believes that Kim Jongun is not going to give up his nuclear weapons. She would like to think that he would, but she doesn't believe that he's going to. And the lady who interviewed her, she said right now there's just kind of a big silence on the human rights abuses in North Korea since President Trump and Kim Jong-un had that summit in Singapore. Well, I don't believe there needs to be this kind of silence on North Korea's human rights abuses. And props to Hyeonseo Lee for going and speaking out on the human rights abuses in North Korea. And Hyeonseo Lee, even though she grew up upper class in North Korea, when the famine hit North Korea in the late 1990s and 3 million people died, she saw dead bodies all over the streets. So that's when she started questioning what the government was telling her about how North Korea was such a great country, because she was just seeing dead bodies everywhere when that major famine hit North Korea. So, anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye-bye.